What was that?
We're here. I don't know. Welcome, everybody. We're doing something a little different today. I'm subbing in for the Heroes World podcast, and this is almost like a quasi Heroes World podcast slash the Sidekick Show slash the book club, because I've got a bunch of special guests with me, and we're going to be talking about something that I thought was really, really cool. We're talking about & Juliet. It's a new musical that is playing right now. I don't know if that's the right terminology or that is in effect. So we have Sarah and Gord here, aka Romeo and Juliet, and we have Meaghan here, who you probably have seen in our other content. If you guys want to say hello, go ahead.
Hello.
What up?
Okay, you guys didn't want to sing intros or anything like that. All right, so this is different. We normally do movies, TVs, comic books, all kinds of fun stuff, but this is a musical. This is not something I normally do, so I'm kind of new to this game, but I had a fantastic time, so I wanted to talk to these people about it. They were actually some of the first people I messaged immediately after I saw this show. So let me go over the specifics here. So this is our & Juliet review and discussion. So thank you for joining us, folks, and definitely let us know in the comments if you guys want to talk about this. I'd love to talk to whoever about this particular show. And if anyone from the cast wants to reach out and talk to us, that would be amazing. So hit us up. So first of all, what is & Juliet? So let's describe. This is basically a sequel or a what if follow-up. Yeah.
Obviously, there are spoilers.
Right.
Yeah. Well, we'll go into spoilers after. We're gonna give you. Yeah. So
seen this play yet, and you still have time to see it in Toronto. Go see it, or it's going to Broadway, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then come back and watch this after. Don't ruin it for yourself.
Yeah. We're gonna sell you on it. So for some reason you've tuned into this and you're like, what the hell's going on here? We're gonna try and sell you on it, and then I'll give you a warning when we go full out spoilers. So we're gonna kind of give you an idea of what it is. There is a trailer available on YouTube for the London production, I believe, not this Toronto or pre-Broadway version of it, I think they would call it. And let's get into it. So it's a sequel. What if Juliet had not killed herself or died in the original Romeo versus Juliet? Yeah. So it's written by Schitt's Creek, David West Reed. Is it Reed or Red? No.
Yeah. I'll go with.
I think it's Red.
Good guess. Sure.
Sorry. So David West Reed, and the music is by the very talented Max Martin, who's a freaking certified hit maker. Choreography by Jennifer Weber and director Luke Shepard. So apologies if I'm not getting all these specifics right, folks. Again, I'm new to this game. And this is what is known as, you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, a jukebox musical, which basically features a bunch of songs from, usually it is a particular artist. In this case, they're using Max Martin's catalog of Billboard smash hits, which is amazing. And we'll go over those specifics when we get to it. So the best description I could kind of find is if you guys are familiar with Moulin Rouge or the Trolls animated series, that's kind of what this is kind of like along those lines. So they've taken, yeah. So they've taken a bunch of pop music. The very talented Max Martin has a very elaborate catalog of hits, which we'll talk about later. And then I did want to mention that this is running right now at the Princess of Wales Theatre in Toronto, Canada, and it's running from June 22nd to August 14th. So if you haven't seen it yet, there's still time, unless you're watching this video after August 14th, which you missed out, and hopefully you can catch it on Broadway or some other form. And it's about 2 hours and 40 minutes with an intermission, and you can catch, they do have a bunch of evening shows. They're mostly at 8 p.m. and you can catch a matinee show, I think Wednesday and Saturday/Sunday. They have an early matinee show. So anything you guys want to add that I missed out on describing exactly what this is? No.
Pretty good job. Pretty good job, I guess.
Yeah. So it's really fun. What I did want to talk about first is the venue. If you guys have ever been to Princess of Wales Theatre, where did you guys sit? I was in the upper balcony, a couple rows back. I don't know if anyone had something a little closer, because this is a stage play, so everyone's on stage. I probably sound really stupid right now because I don't normally watch this type of stuff. But you want to be able to see what's going on. So I was wondering if there's maybe a better seat in the house or whatever. So let's kind of go in order. Sarah, did you guys
Well, we
Remember
sat
where you sat?
together, so
Yeah. Oh, awesome! You guys met together there.
so we were on the balcony. We were in orchestra, row P. So it was kind of further, probably like what, almost in the back, 2/3 back, I would say.
2/3 of the way back, but right on the aisle.
Okay.
Center, but left. Yeah.
All right.
I really liked the seats. It was really good. We had this woman sitting in front of us with like crazy red hair, and I was really afraid, but thank goodness they ended up moving a little bit, so we had good view.
Yeah.
Good view.
All right, Meaghan, where did you sit?
I sat dress circle left. So it's like it's like orchestra and then dress circle and then like upper balcony. So I'm like that middly bit, if that makes sense. And then like a little bit to the left and about 4 rows back.
Okay, I assume everyone else knows what you're talking about. I'm gonna have to look that up to make sure. But
Do you remember where the Swedish guy sat in the Muppets?
yes.
And those booths up on the upper right?
Yeah.
If you just swing back towards the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, look at that.
Yes.
Thank you, Gord. we gotta fit in a Muppets reference. I did see those VIP booths along the side. It looks like nobody took them during our show, but I was like, it feels kind of weird because you're kind of like looking on an angle. I did like the idea of, like I said, I was upper balcony a couple rows back that I could see the whole stage. Do you guys know if there's? Sorry, I should have asked if you guys watch a lot of these type of things like musicals and stuff. So let me go to Sarah Gord first. Do you guys normally watch these types of shows?
No, only if I'm really intrigued to watch it. So Les Mis, I have, and Beauty and the Beast I saw twice actually, but it's not something I normally go to. I'd have to like be very interested. But because this had Schitt's Creek and it had songs that I knew and like during our time that we would like, that's what made me want to go.
Yeah. Meaghan, are you a veteran and theater veteran?
Yeah, I watch a lot of musicals. So I actually got these tickets because I had a credit from Hamilton that I had.
Oh.
Yeah. And then COVID. So I had like a massive credit because Hamilton cost bajillions of dollars to purchase tickets. So yeah, I have seen a lot of them. So like Beauty and the Beast, Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, Lion King, Mamma Mia, Book of Mormon, etc., all of the things. So
okay, so being veteran, I guess I can ask you this question: were you really happy with kind of where you sat? Would you have preferred to be anywhere else?
Because so like where the Swedish people sit over there, not the best seats, because I've sat there before for Book of Mormon, and it is kind of awkward because you are like seeing everything from the side.
Yeah.
So imagine that, but like more in the middle, which is where I sat. And you always want the middle seats because those are going to be the ones where you can see the most. And even like anywhere in the orchestra or the balcony or the dress circle or whatever, if you're in the middle, you're going to have like decent views of things, unless you have like crazy red hair lady in front of you or a very tall human in front of you. For the most part,
like a bunch of NBA players sitting in front of you. Do you
If
ever desire like these courtside? Like, do you ever like? I was looking and I was like, that front row. I don't know. Do you want to be there, or is it like? Would it be extremely loud? That's what my wife was saying. Was like, it's going to be really loud if you're over there.
I mean, I think it would be neat if you wanted that like interaction with the performers where they can see you and they can see your reactions to things. I think that would be really cool. But your neck would like, it's like the front row of a movie theater, right? But there's live people. So then you'd get like the spit, you'd get the sweat, you'd get all of the, it'd be like a 4D experience that you maybe didn't sign up for. So I don't know. I think it'd be cool if you like knew one of the performers. That would be neat.
Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, you could be like, you could like give them a little nod or something like that.
Yeah,
so that'll bring us to our next thing, which
you also get to see the side of the stage. If that type of your thing, like you get to see some of the production.
So some of the magic you can kind of see if maybe someone's working in the back or whatever.
Yeah, you either do it because you want the privacy, but really the booths like that are more expensive are the ones a little bit further back. The ones right up by the front, normally not the best.
Yeah, because I remember seeing, I think it was Beauty and the Beast. I saw like the second time maybe. I sat either really close or really high up and on the side, so I could see all of sort of like the inner workings of everything, and it sort of took the magic away because I could see like into the wings. their prepping and what they were doing with the costumes and stuff. And like me being a kid, I was like, I wonder what's happening. It's like when you go to Raptors games and you watch the cheerleaders warming up instead of watching the game, it was kind of like that. So
Okay.
I think though, if I watched it again, I would have wanted dress circle side only because I would have wanted to have no shame in getting up and dancing.
Fair. Yeah.
Because you're always afraid that other people can't see, but that's why I would have taken that and been up dancing most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sure. You want to get into the groove, so that's the spot there. Okay, so thanks guys for all the tips. I'll have to. I'm not in charge of buying the tickets, so I leave that up to the wifey. So, I would have probably wanted to be a little closer because I don't have the greatest of vision. So I was like, everyone looks a little blurry, so I had to kind of like look up pictures online to know exactly what people look like. So on the rerun, I'm probably going to get a little closer, right at the front of the balcony. Yeah, you got the playbook in front of you.
Yeah, but like pictures of people and who they are.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, all right.
And they have these inventions. They're called glasses.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard of them.
I think I need binoculars. So
okay.
I'd be the guy like this, and people are like, "What the hell is that guy doing?"
Oh, the opera ones. Those are.
Yeah, you have to get the theater ones.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I bet you those cost a ton of money. But
like
on to
Julia
the next.
Roberts, like Julia Roberts in
Yeah. Let me jump to the next question because we've already kind of covered it a little bit, but I just want to talk about the live theater experience. So typically these types of shows, not what I'm into. We did kind of get treated to Hamilton during the pandemic. We got to watch it on Disney Plus if you didn't get to go see the live show, but which I did enjoy. But I think if I got to see it live, I would have been a much bigger fan. I'm a big theater. I do like to see my movies in theaters. So what do you guys think about the theater experience being there? You've got live music, you've got performers, you've got choreography, all kinds of even the smell in the theater. You kind of get a little bit from the smoke and the pyrotechnics and stuff like that. So let me kick it to Sarah first.
No, I even like sports. I don't like watching sports on TV, but I'll watch anything live. Like to me, live,
yes, 100%.
Not only about watching what's on stage, but it's also everybody else's reaction to it as well, and it just gets you more into it. I think that's a really special moment, and also just like you said, the smell is just all your senses. And the singing definitely hits you differently. Like you really feel it when you hear them belting it out. Like when Juliet was singing, it was like very emotional.
Yeah, Gord.
I say the same thing. Like I love a live performance over anything. It's not the same. And yeah, you hit all the notes.
Yeah,
100%. Like being there and watching these artists do their thing live is it's phenomenal. Like them hitting their notes, I was like blown away. I turned to my friend all the time. I was like, holy Hannah, and then the tears, and it was a lot. So it was good.
Yeah, I think as an overall experience, it's definitely something that you're going to remember 100%. And who knows, like this might not get some type of video treatment later on or something like that. So you have to go see this. I do highly recommend you see this live, even if you think you're like me and you think, oh no, musicals aren't for me. Maybe the test will be when I see a musical that doesn't feature a plethora of hits from CDs that I own from my youth. So we'll get more into that as
also it was nice to actually dress up. Like we actually dressed up a little bit, and it was like, because we don't do that at all anymore.
Yeah.
So that almost made it special too.
Yeah. I was lucky. I asked my wife, I'm like, should I have dressed up? Should I dress up for this? She's like, no, whatever. And luckily we did go to kind of the early afternoon show, which I think not everybody was for, but I did see some people in very nice attire. So I did feel a little bit out of place. Did you dress up, Meaghan?
Yeah, I was dressed.
So that, I'm a rookie. I was like, yo, when we're gonna get popcorn before the show and all this stuff? And my wife was like, no. So that's my rookie nature. Let's talk a little bit about the Romeo and Juliet original play. I took alternative English. I don't know if anyone has any input in this, but they do not cover Romeo and Juliet in it. So I actually am not familiar with the play in its entirety at all. Other than, and maybe Gord's going to laugh at me here, that movie Romeo plus Juliet that starred Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes. I actually quite like that movie. But what? Let me kick it to Meaghan first. What are your thoughts of the original Romeo and Juliet play?
Oh man, I mean, okay, so to your point, John, other than the guns, like that movie is pretty decently accurate-ish.
Okay.
Like the words that they use, all of the vernacular and stuff, pretty accurate. Like the storyline, pretty decent, other than the guns, you know. But yeah, so the original play, I had to study it in like English class. So naturally, I went into it hating it because nobody wants to be forced to read Shakespeare. Blech. And just, I didn't like it because I felt like, why would she kill herself? Why? It's so stupid. He's dead. Ah, shucks. On to the next. I don't know.
True love, I guess, is
Yes.
an explanation.
Stupid.
Gord, any attachment to the original play?
Oh yeah, man. I think probably I'm going to be the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Because I had to study it I read it multiple times in school. I think probably like the first time we actually had to sit through it was in 5th or 6th grade. And then in high school, we had a full semester on nothing but Shakespeare. So I read all of them. Then I've been in 4 or 5 Shakespeare plays at points over time. And yeah, I love this play. I like Mercutio, normally my favorite character, even though he's psycho, but definitely the best character in the whole story. Yeah, the source material is awesome. This was a really fun way for them to sort of like pick up something that meant a lot for me when I was younger, and just and then add all of the other things that were going on at that time in my life into it and to bring it back. Like, that's why I think this play is brilliant. If you had that sort of education through like early 90s where you had to do a bunch of stupid lit courses and you covered Shakespeare, go see this. This will make you laugh. It's fun. It's really cute. Really cute.
Yeah, the dialogue quite doesn't mimic the original play, right?
And
they're
thank
talking
God.
like normal. They're talking like normal people in this one, quote unquote.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I do quite like the dialogue in the original Romeo and Juliet, and I did print off a copy of the whatever manuscript or whatever you would call it, or play. I don't know what you call it. Sarah, any attachment to Romeo and Juliet?
Honestly, I was in enriched English in high school. I'm pretty sure I probably read it. Don't really remember it. I didn't watch the movie because I don't like Claire Danes. So
what about DiCaprio?
Well, DiCaprio's really good, but then I don't like it when there's a character I like and then they're set up with someone I don't like. Just makes me angry.
you're just mad the whole movie.
Yeah,
You're just like,
oh, why does she get to be with him? So it's just.
Okay, so I don't know if we're going to recommend that you check out Romeo and Juliet, the old Claire Danes and Leonardo DiCaprio
just
movie.
like block her face.
Yeah. Well, yeah, in the age of deepfakes, I guess you could maybe pay to have your movie overhauled. Okay, so let's jump to this project now, which is And Juliet, which is I don't know if you would call it a spiritual sequel or spiritual successor or a what if tale. But what are your overall thoughts on the play? Were you happy with it? Are you going to recommend it to others? Let's go to Sarah first.
Definitely highly recommend. I have been recommending it to anybody that wants to do something between now and I think August 14th or 15th is the last day.
Yeah.
I can't say enough. The costumes, what they could do with the stage, like the way they used the stage, they used it in such creative and amazing ways. The songs were fantastic. I've been listening to the soundtrack from the London like nonstop. I just think that what they did with the songs is much better than the actual original songs that they use. I thought it was funny. I felt the kind of Schitt's Creek humor in there a little bit, and I think they did a good job the way Anne Hathaway and William Shakespeare kind of, I guess, emceed it a little bit. I think that the way they shot it was amazing.
Yeah. Gord, overall thoughts? I'm just going to pop up some pictures. Oh, wait, it's not going to load. There we go. Yeah, just so you guys get an idea of what it kind of looks like before we get into spoilers. Gord, what do you?
Put that back up.
Put it back up.
Picture back up. That's way better to look at than us. Do you have a couple of them?
Yeah, I've got a couple pictures. Yeah.
Sweet. Let it roll. No, like Sarah was saying, it was an amazing extension to the story. It was done really, really well. It's really fun when somebody takes something like Shakespeare or continues a story, but then turns music that we all know the lyrics to, and you can find meaning in, you find new meaning in the words of the song in the context of the bigger story, and it makes it. I think it even adds one more level to that overall experience that you get when you see something like this, because you're singing along with something, you have no idea where this story's going, and while you're like going, I think I remember these. Oh yeah, I remember these words. Suddenly, you're piecing together what it means for that character at this point in the story to be singing that song, and it's just hit after hit after hit after hit, and you're like, whoa, yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Really
So let's not name the track. Let's name some of the bands that kind of appear, and so people, because I feel like I should have mentioned at the beginning, but we're talking hits from Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Britney Spears, Jessie J, Robin, Bon Jovi, Adam Lambert. Like, so this guy Max Martin has got a crazy hit list that I was so surprised. I actually didn't know the whole thread that they all are tied together and were all written by him. I thought it was maybe like a 90s going into 2000s mashup. Meaghan, what is your overall thoughts on Juliet?
I thought that it was just phenomenal. So very much like Sarah, I've just been telling everybody that I know. I was like, my first message is, do you like musicals? And then it doesn't matter what their answer is. I'm like, well, you should watch this anyway, regardless, because it's like they did such a good job of seamlessly weaving all of these songs together. And like Gord was saying, like you know the lyrics, or you think you know the lyrics, like you have a vague memory of what they are.
Yeah.
And then when you're singing along, you do, like, you clue into what these lyrics actually mean, and it hits you. And then you listen to the songs again, and you're like, holy crap, like I remember exactly what's happening in the musical. I remember exactly what's happening to this character, and identify so strongly with this person, or identify with this person. Like, I can remember what it was like to feel like this, or I'm currently feeling like this, or whatever. And so you pick and choose the different characters, and you, it's like super, super powerful. And it really speaks to, I think, a lot of the audience, and a lot of the different situations and the stuff that's going on just in the world about like love and identity and stuff. And I think it's just, they did a fantastic job.
Yeah, it's very
phenomenal.
like some of the songs, they kind of go back and forth. So it's not like one person just sings a whole verse. They kind of like one line, and then they'll switch to another character, which I thought was really clever. And you'll be like, oh, this actually is like a two-way conversation. So again,
the pacing was good too. Like, it never felt slow. It never felt, it was just song after song, but it made, like, I know I saw some reviews that some people thought it was long, but I didn't feel that way at all.
Yeah. I would have extended it and added some more hits to it, which we'll actually add as part of our discussion. So I think I'm 100% agree with you guys here, and I think this is a great thing that if you're not into this type of stuff, if you look at the set list, but look at it quickly, because I think if you try to memorize everything, you're kind of spoiling things that are going to pop up. Or if you just look at the bands from the tracks, or look up Max Martin and look up his hit list. And if you have a playlist containing any or all of those songs, you're 100% got to see this. I think this has a massive crossover appeal, where it is going to be able to get people that don't normally see these things, like me, and you're just gonna love it. I'm kind of like enamored with this. This is why I wanted to do this with you guys. I did want to talk about this, and I did want to be able to go back on later on and rewatch this and relive our kind of favorite moments and stuff like that. So we are going to get into spoiler territory, folks. So if we haven't convinced you to see this yet, please go see it. But we're going to talk about some of our favorite things and things that we saw in this particular musical, and have some fun with it. So thank you guys for sticking with me, and anyone watching on YouTube or whatever. So we're going into spoilers. So now we're going to talk about, we're going to just skip to our favorite musical number. I think that's the proper terminology for it. I'm going to pop it up on the screen so we can kind of look at it and maybe kind of discuss. And I figured once we start talking about this stuff, we'll just roll into talking about everything in general. So look at this hit list. Like, this is incredible. For those of you, if you're listening on the audio, go pull up the musical numbers set list. You can download the program from, I think, the Mervish website or whatever the site is that hosts it. But you have crazy things like it. I'll read a couple of hits here. Larger Than Life, I Want It That Way, Baby One More Time. Like, we all know these songs. Anyone who kind of grew up in this era will recognize almost all of these. So let me cut. Do you want me to leave this on the screen for a little bit? Do you guys want to take a look at it, or do you guys have your favorites on deck? Does anyone want to go first?
I'll go.
Yeah, let's go, Sarah.
I mean,
What is your favorite musical number?
My favorite that I have played, I don't even, probably 100 times since I've watched it, is actually Confident.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I dance in my car like crazy. It's just like, the moves and stuff. I don't know. I don't think I've ever heard it by Demi Lovato, to be honest with you. But I really liked it during the musical. It was like became a song, which I think shows a lot to the musical, because usually you go in there knowing the songs, but I didn't really know that song. But
yeah, I think there's a component to music. That's why music videos became such a huge thing. Like when you see either the performer singing it, or you see some type of message associated with it, or dance choreography, which is always what gets me. But yeah, Confident by Demi Lovato. I forgot which.
What Do You Want From Me? I thought that was a really nice song between the two.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man. Yeah, and it really fit in the moment.
Like you said, it became like a discussion, and it was between it. It was a really nice song.
Yeah. What Do You Want From Me? Adam Lambert, who was I don't remember if he was on X Factor or American Idol.
American Idol.
Yeah, but man, he's got some pipes. He can really sing, and
he's got an incredible high. Well, now I don't think he is still anymore, but he was singing all Freddie Mercury's parts with Queen.
Yeah, he was touring with Queen and stuff like that. Yeah. Gord, do you have a favorite musical number? Do you need the list?
The thing that I like the most is when you got the same song, but not in a pop performance.
Yes.
But more in that show tune. So like, Oops, I Did It Again, to me, it's funny because they've changed it so much. It's still the same song, but I actually like show tunes a little bit more than pop tunes. I know that sounds kind of weird when I say it out loud. I don't think I realized it until recently. It makes me question a lot. But they're more fun to sing along with, to be honest with you. These versions of these songs, and Oops, I Did It Again, we were listening to it before, and yeah, I think that's the one I like the most because of how different it is. Yeah. Thanks to like the show tune version of it.
Yeah. Is it one of your favorite Britney tracks? Would it be in your top 3 Britney tracks?
No, the What Do You Want From Me would have actually been my number 1, but when she just said it. So.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So you pivoted and added.
I actually liked Adam Lambert when he was on American Idol. Like I kind of rooted for him back then.
He's killing it.
He kind of went weird for a little bit, and then he got way better. And now he's in like an awesome place. So but it wasn't enough. It didn't have enough of that like show tunes feel. And so when I was listening to the soundtrack before, as we go along, you can listen to the London version of the musical soundtrack on Spotify and wherever you stream your music and stuff like that. But Meaghan, what is your favorite musical number?
Oh man, so
there's so many to choose from.
There were so many, and the thing is like I was so impressed by the person who played Juliet, because she was actually the understudy that played Juliet for our performance, and she freaking like killed it. It was just ridiculous. So for us, it was Rachel Webb that swung in and played her, and I was like blown away. There was no way of knowing that she was the understudy just based on her caliber. So like anything where Juliet had to sing a song, I was like, this is phenomenal. But I really liked Effin' Perfect, because I liked that they like slowed it down, and it was like one of those like empowerment songs. And same with Roar. It was also one of those empowerment songs, and I may or may not have been crying. So I was like, this is so nice. It was
Roar was the one where they shot the confetti out, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and they had the pyrotechnics in the background. Like, how do you stop that?
The emotions, it was just there, and I was just so happy. They weren't sad tears. They were very like, I'm so happy for everybody. It was
yeah. Oh my God. Yes. All right. So I feel like we're gonna go around again. So if anyone has any more, I'll throw in one of my favorites. And like Gord said, like the show tunesy version of different tracks. I don't know if that's the term I should use, but I like this orchestral, I don't know if I'm saying that right, orchestral version of Baby One More Time. So they did have like, I don't know how much of an orchestra you would call that. I guess it's not called a full orchestra, but because it was maybe like 10 people, they come out and take a bow at the end. But the violins and everything. So if you hear their version of Baby One More Time, it kind of opens with this kind of violin tread and all that kind of stuff. Like, I really love that version. But I do have to mention, I'm pretty sure it's I Kissed a Girl, I think is that the name of the song?
Yeah.
But because during that performance, Sarah mentioned it before, there's a bunch of gadgetry under the stage. There's a couple things that rotate and a bunch of rings. So during that performance, the main circle comes up and it starts spinning, and the other circle starts spinning the opposite way. And there's two characters in the middle, which is May and I think Frankie. And they start walking because the thing is spinning like on a treadmill. And that just boggles my mind. I don't know if you guys have been on any rides recently. Like, I went to Disneyland a little while ago, and what they do is the rides are so jammed that if you go on It's a Small World, the train keeps moving. It moves at a slow pace, and you're actually supposed to hop onto it as it's moving past. So for them to walk on this rotating platform while singing, and the May character, they are killing it because they're doing a model style walk on it, like looking just fly as hell. And I was like, how do you do? I would be like kind of like falling behind and trying to catch up, and then they're just standing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now know John has never been to a gym on a treadmill.
Honestly,
No, it's circular. It's circular, and there's no railing to hold on to. It impressed me so much. But they do all kinds of stuff like that. I think even during I think Robin's Show Me Love, they have the thing rotating in the cart. But if you go see it again, I'm gonna get a rotating platform and maybe I'll try and do it. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna.
Have you
fall
never
off.
been to like even Wonderland, like the Wild Water Canyon? That's how you have to get onto the tubes. It's the rotating.
Have you
platform.
ever been
At an
to
airport.
Have you ever been to an airport, John?
Right? Like a
Hey,
like
I
a
have
one of
trouble
those.
getting onto the escalator.
You're going faster.
Oh, John.
Oh my goodness, I was very impressed,
Oh.
and especially when they were doing like a model, like when May was doing that model like walk on it. I was like very impressed. I was like,
And singing.
I gotta.
yeah,
And
Yeah,
remembering
I gotta
the
send
three-
you TikToks, man.
yeah. I've discussed this with Meaghan before. When they start going, hey, this is a dance tutorial on TikTok, I'm like, get out of town. There's no way. Like, I can't do it. I don't understand, especially the shuffling. I don't know if you guys have got shuffling techniques that you can teach me, but that boggles my mind. Do you guys want to shout out any more musical numbers before we move on to the next thing?
Oh my god.
Well, I
If anyone-
also like the mashups. Like, so, like, I'm a big Pitch Perfect fan. So, like, when they do
Yeah.
the mashup songs, like Problem and Can't Feel My Face, like that to me is that
was
I
really
always think
good.
that's really good.
How about Romeo's entrance? Did you guys not like all of a sudden Bon Jovi popping in, and he gets lowered from the sky?
I thought that was so funny. I was like, oh, the narcissist. He's here.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
That's great, because I thought the twist was that May and Frankie
That was great.
kiss, right? And then
Yeah.
the twist is actually that Romeo's still alive.
Yeah.
Looking like Justin Timberlake. Like,
Right? Yeah.
So yeah, that was
No.
I you texted me at the picture or whatever when you're like, oh my god, he's still alive. And that's how
Yeah,
I felt.
I didn't watch. Like, yeah, if you watch the trailers and stuff, it actually gets spoiled. And if you look in the playbook, it'd be kind of funny if you just see him credited there, and all you saw was the beginning. That was it. But I really like. I don't know how you can not enter to Bon Jovi and not kind of steal a good portion of the show. Any other musical numbers you guys want to shout out before we move on?
Anything sung by the nurse. She was
Man.
fantastic. She was, and so she is the original nurse from the West End recording.
Oh,
I thought
Mhm.
so. So I was like, wow, she sounds exactly like, because I've been listening to the
Yeah.
soundtrack. I'm like, that sounds just like her. Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's the OG, and she did a phenomenal job. So
yeah.
I like her and Lance. Any of
Which
the
one?
duets
Yes.
that they did was awesome.
so funny,
Yeah.
so funny. Yeah,
I think the guy here in Toronto, Paulo, I'm gonna say this wrong, but Zoot,
yeah.
SZOT, Zot.
Mhm.
But
Whatever.
he was a little bit more over the top with his fake accent, like almost Disney comedic the whole
Yeah.
time. And I thought that was just brilliant. Like whenever he would start to talk, let alone sing in that voice, I would immediately start laughing. And then when I listened to the Spotify version, I'm like, not as good. Just go for it.
It's different. Why is this different? Yeah, I hope they do release another recording of that. I do shout out a bunch of the Backstreet Boys songs. They kind of flipped it and let female characters sing it, which was a nice kind of twist. It's always fun to see other people do covers and stuff like that. So let's any other ones? We're gonna move on to the next thing. Yeah. Okay, cool. So let me ask you. This is a new thing I kind of came up with. Like, who would you like to watch another 10-15 minutes of? Like, which character or performer would you just want to see a little bit more of? So maybe if they had another song or another number or just an extended portion to their part. Does anyone come to mind, Sarah?
Oh, I'm first. Okay. Well, actually, some of the dancers.
Yeah.
Really stood out. The girl that had the like buzz cut or
Bobby Rocket owner.
Yeah, Bobby.
Yeah, she was just, when she was on stage, my eyes would be drawn to her. Like, I thought she was just such a phenomenal dancer. And then there was another guy, and he was just really well built, so I like looking at him. So he had, like, massive legs, and yeah, so I'd watch him. He's a really good dancer. But yeah, just some of the dancing, I
okay, yeah. So you would actually choose the choreography. You probably could have saw a little more of the choreography, which is, I believe, a little bit more hip hop induced than you would see in a usual thing of this kind.
Yeah, but I thought that was really. But yeah, no, that's what I would say.
Yeah. Gordon.
Well, I'd go with the Lance character.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you gonna go with Lance?
Give him 2 more numbers. Let's go.
Yeah, 2 more songs. Yeah. Meaghan.
I wanted to see more of May. I liked May.
Yes.
And their character development and the whole everything. But also mimicking Sarah, I really liked the dancers because I don't know the person per se, but I know the brother of one of the dancers. So yeah, she was performing and I like took a picture and then I put it on Instagram and I tagged her and then she like retweeted it or whatever and I was like, oh, I'm famous, but so yeah.
So give her more time. Give her some more screen time. Maybe give her
some more time. Yeah, because like she was amazing. She was Imogen. She had she like started the musical. She was the one that like sort of like taught the people how to dance at the beginning. Yeah, so she's fantastic and she's like danced all over the place and with like Nicki Minaj and Beyonce and all of these people and so I think the dancers needed a little bit more highlight.
So we could use a dance breaker or an extra dance breaker too. You guys would probably have both been like, if they had another 10-15 minutes of just dancing in between,
a little bit more instrumental in each one of those songs.
Yeah. And then maybe you could get up and dance along.
Yes. Yeah, I was like looking around. I was like, is nobody dancing? Because I really want to get up, but then there's people behind me and like we should be standing.
But at the end, who is it? The nurse has a sign that says dance.
Dance. And I was like, is now the yeah.
I'm like, my legs are asleep.
Yeah. I think that's the problem with honestly like Canadian audiences. They're a little too polite. Yeah. And it's almost like I feel like it's almost not being polite by not engaging and dancing and doing. I think that shows, that's kind of rude in my opinion.
Right. Yeah. And so I was just like, I'm
not dressing up.
Somebody see. Yeah. But then I was like worried about the people behind me. I was like, let me just smaller. So
I think it depends on the venue. I think not till the end of my shows when people start to get up and really kind of start moving. But I have been to other concerts where it's like a flat floor and then one row stands up and basically everyone has to stand up for the whole concert, which is maybe not the funnest experience, especially you have these nice seats and stuff like that.
When I'm going to my seat, if I see like a lot of white heads, like white hair,
be accessible.
Like I wouldn't want to do that to my grandmother. Not to happen anymore, but it's somebody's grandmother.
I think it's, but maybe if they had a portion, of the show that was just like dedicated to it, and just, hey, get up. This is just music. This is just dancing. Go
Those
nuts.
People should just be given the front row so the rest of us can dance.
Yeah.
Or you can put them on your shoulders.
Right. You made it this far. You can go to the front. I still can see. John, I don't know what that does to you, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
let's bring me like the mosh pit where that orchestra seating is.
Could you
Strip
imagine?
it all out and make it a bar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they pull out all the front seats and it's just a big pit. So they take that
They
from
do
like
that.
concerts.
That's
Yeah.
not a bad idea.
Standing room. Like, you want to come see the show? Fine. I'd stand for 3 hours for most plays.
I'd do it.
No, it's dance club. But yeah, Megan, I agree with you. I would have liked to see a little bit more of May. They could have used another solo or something like that. I definitely like some expansion on that character. But if I had to choose someone else, I would choose the nurse because she was hilarious. I'm pretty sure that one of the outfits they added like a little exaggeration to her behind area. It looked like a shelf, which is funny to see her just kind of run around it. And she was just she had the like the accent and all that kind of stuff, so it was really funny. So 100%. So I know all the music in the play is by Max Martin, except for I believe there's one original song that was written by Jessie J, I believe. One More Try or something along those lines.
So good. So
good. And yeah, so yeah, it's a great song. I think you can listen to it on YouTube. And I did kind of pick up on it when I was watching it. I was like, oh wait, I think this is an original song, and I was wondering if they're going to sneak other ones in. But I did want to ask you guys if you could sneak in a song. I guess bonus points if you do pick a song also by Max Martin. But I thought it'd be fun to kind of sneak in whatever. So whatever choice you got, it could also be another boy band. It could be a modern hit. It could be. I'd be very surprised if one of you guys picked like We Don't Talk About Bruno or something like that. But what would you try to sneak into this play that would either get you to groove out or you just feel like it would fit in this mix somewhere? Sarah, do you have a choice?
I thought you meant when I read that.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like what song would you try and sneak onto stage to be in?
Okay, that's a special question just for Gord. Gord, what song would you try to jump on stage?
I'm not a girl.
No,
This
everybody.
is my time.
Are you kidding me? Everybody.
Yeah. You want to be in the yeah.
Yeah, I'd be the one like boy band guy who doesn't know what's going on but still tries.
What was the name of the band again? It was
Backstreet.
Oh,
What?
them.
Yeah,
Weren't they
them.
The boys?
Yeah.
the
the boys.
the boy.
Boy
Yeah, because the
band.
last
The
name was
Boys.
the boys, and the
Yeah.
boys is back or something like that. Yeah, I forgot to. We should have mentioned that during that set when they came back and did the back. That's when everybody
Excellent.
basically
Yeah.
went nuts.
Yeah.
In my showing. But Sarah, do you have a song that you would sneak in? We'll let Gord, I guess, go last and come up with an
I know
idea.
which one.
I'll kind mine's I guess kind of an obvious choice, but I felt like it could just fit into kind of well, not that everyone knows what Romeo and Juliet is, but Love Story by Taylor Swift. Which is actually Romeo and Juliet. It talks about Romeo and Juliet. So I just thought that would be
that is a great track. I'm not the biggest Taylor who's not a Taylor Swift fan, but I'm not a hardcore fan that follows her. But yeah, that song is one of those, like some of this music, 100% of this music will transport you back in time. And I feel like that is a song that would fit perfectly in transporting you back to your younger days, young in love and that type of stuff. Gord, I'll give you a second to think of something.
I know.
You got nothing?
Yeah. It would be Believe, Cher's like banger.
Okay,
yeah. And it would be sung by Romeo.
Okay.
Yes.
It would be hilarious. If he was singing to the crowd, that would be so good.
That would be so good.
And then would you add the vocal synthesizer thing that they kind of put in there? That would be a nice little
No,
thing.
I'd go a little bit more show tunes with it.
Okay,
like, give him a chance to sort of like do his narcissist smoochy thing to the audience as only Romeo could do, to try and like use that song to get it'd be brilliant.
Yeah, and that'd be a get up and dance song too as well, 100%. Megan, what do you got?
So I actually have two.
Okay, go
but
for
they're
it.
from the same artist, so it's like the same generation. Christina Aguilera, she was missing. And she did actually work with Max Martin, but not until later. So so the first song is Beautiful. And I thought it could be a mashup with the Not a Girl, Not Yet a Woman. I thought they could like throw in some verses into that. And then the other one is Fighter, that they could have thrown in with Confident. So I thought those
so
would moosh.
You're digging the mashups.
Yeah.
And Christina Aguilera is a big part of that era.
Yeah, she was like very conspicuously missing.
Yeah. Yeah, so before I knew all the music was by Max Martin, I had wondered why one of my all-time favorite bands was overlooked in this. And it always seems like whenever we talk about boy bands, they're always left out of the conversation for some reason.
Is
So
it
I want
98 degrees?
it is 100% 98 degrees. I was gonna bring my stack of CDs, but I didn't have time to go on my own. And
Yes.
I originally was gonna think Invisible Man would be a funny one to throw in there, but I think it's got to be The Hardest Thing, which is that kind of like that song about them turning away and walking away, and you could either have Frankie or May kind of like do something along those lines. Although I did want to get my girl in there, Mariah Carey. I feel like it wouldn't fit into this musical.
I mean, if I'm just thinking of like the slow version and then they just pop it up and they just make it like super poppy, they like Charlie Puth it and they make it faster.
Yeah, that guy's also a certified hit maker. He could have a place similar to this down the road. Yeah, that guy's
Mariah Carey would kind of be a little homage to Schitt's Creek, because Mariah Carey is like a kind of a character, or not character, but brought up a lot.
Yes.
In Schitt's Creek.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So please put Mariah Carey in 98 degrees next time, folks.
In the next one, Macbeth.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So Shakespeare.
A different one.
Lady Macbeth.
Yeah, Lady Macbeth.
Oh,
her, I mean, she's crazy, but let's just make her less crazy or more crazy.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you, guys. So before I pop on to the last question, I did come up with one just right now. Is there any other kind of artist or hit maker or someone that you think along these lines that you would watch something? I did see there's a Beatles show in Vegas, so like all Beatles songs. Would there be any other artist or songwriter that you would maybe want to see something similar for? I don't know if anyone's got an answer for that.
I think anybody.
So I mean, like
you put a good story to something. And sort of slightly change the context, it's going to make, especially if you, like you said before, half know the lyrics.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. Because they've done it like it's a formula, right? They've done it with so many other bands and artists. Like they did it with like Mamma Mia. That's all ABBA songs.
Yeah.
Right. They did it with I saw one for the Supremes. I've seen one for some other band that I can't remember, but they do it like it's a formula. So any of the bands from like the 60s or 70s, I think that would be really neat.
Like Rolling Stones?
Yeah, I think that would be really cool. No, like actually, like the Rolling Stones, they just like take some of their songs and they slow them down and they like make them into like really melodic belting kind of songs, and they change it up, and you can tell a story with the Rolling Stones songs. You just pick and choose the different verses and stuff. I think that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, like Meatloaf. Oh my god.
Rock opera already, like it's already there,
Yeah. So we're gonna write that. I was gonna say maybe Bruno Mars, because he's kind of like written a lot of songs that and other artists have sang and stuff like that. And he would probably want to be involved in that show, and he loves like dancing and getting a whole crew together to have fun. But yeah, thanks. I don't know if anyone has any other ideas for that, but let's move on to our recommendations. So people have watched Anne Juliet, or you've enjoyed our conversation at Anne Juliet, and maybe it's no longer playing. So unfortunate for you. Hopefully it comes back, or you take a trip to Broadway when hopefully it's maybe moved on to there. 100% think it would be worth a trip, but you do want to catch this, especially if you're a fellow Torontonian. It's going to be playing till August 14th. I'm going to post this video on the ASAP, so hopefully you guys have plenty of time to check it out. Do you guys have any recommendations if they enjoyed this show or musical? I don't know. I keep calling it a show. I don't know if that's proper or not. Apologies to anyone who's an expert in this area. Sarah, anything you would recommend to people?
Recommend dressing up. Don't be a John.
Sorry. Full tux next time.
Don't be a John.
Like definitely dance. Just what I kind of regret just being kind of polite. I would have just went, especially at the end when they're saying dance, get up and dance. I think that changes also your experience. Like I just feel like the crowd we had was kind of and boring. And I think if you bring that out in the crowd, then everyone will do it. And I think
if we see one other person dancing, we're out. Yeah. Don't be afraid.
Don't be a John.
Yeah.
Don't John it up.
I actually made recommendations as to what else you would watch along these lines in the show, but that is actually a fantastic recommendation when you go to see the show.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, sorry. My questions
I
are
was
like
gonna
very
give you the
quickly
word.
done
I was
via
just gonna
Apple
say,
Notes.
Go see anything live. It doesn't matter where
Yeah.
it is. It doesn't matter what it is. Who cares? Like,
Yep.
just go enjoy the live arts.
Before the next pandemic and it all gets shut down again.
You can go outside. It is okay.
Oh man.
Yeah.
We're 5 people who have survived.
Yeah. Well, I've often mentioned them again. If I had the choice, I would have live music at the shop all the time. So going to see music live, or even if there's some restaurants or places that just have live music while you're eating, like that's pretty cool. Meaghan, anything you would recommend people go check out?
Like anything that's there, anything that's on Broadway, or even if you can afford like off Broadway, if you choose to go to New York City, like that stuff's good too. Even off Broadway, some of that stuff's good too, because it has to be screened somewhere before it gets to Broadway.
Yeah.
It's all good. All of these people are talented. All of these people have been working so hard, and they are true artists, and it really shows, and they just phenomenal. But yeah, for sure. And Juliet, if this is your first, let's say, foray into Broadways, and you are uncertain about whether or not you're going to enjoy something, but you turn on the radio occasionally, this is the one to see.
Mm-hmm.
This gateway drug of theater.
Right. Yeah, it's a nice little gateway. It's like the Tylenol that you need to just ease in.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's not the T3, it's just the regular tea. Yeah.
Over the counter.
Right. So aside from drugs, since I don't have experience with these types of shows, like Gord said, any live music, 100%. If your favorite band is in town, go 100% see them.
No, go see a band at a bar. Who cares?
Yeah. Go see a cover band. Those guys and gals have fantastic fun. One time there was Tamia was in town and I skipped the show because I had to work, and she hasn't come back since. So I really regret missing out on that. I have seen Brian McKnight live. So any of your favorite artists and musicians, if they show up, 100% see that. Since I don't have experience in the musical realm, I would recommend. You guys might laugh at me or not. Glee. Glee is kind of like a fun show that basically would take pop hits and redo them in a musical style. Even if you don't want to watch the show, you could listen to their versions of songs on your playlist. It's a lot of fun, and maybe something like a Pitch Perfect as well, which is that movie about underground a cappella singing, which we know exists. We just got to find out where it's going down, so we can go check that out. So if you guys got a lead, let me know. All right, so thank you guys.
Underground a cappella, John.
Yes.
Yeah.
Underground a cappella. Yeah,
I'll send you
dress
a
up for that.
Secret text message, John. The skate park now. Go.
like a Fight Club like thing. We don't All right, very awesome. Thank you guys so much for doing this for me. Thank you everybody for tuning in. If you have tuned in, please leave a comment. Let us know. We want to talk about this. I love talking about this type of stuff. If you have any recommendations, 100% hit us up. If you have seen this show, and maybe you've also seen the London show, or maybe some time has passed and now it's on full Broadway, because this is considered the pre-Broadway. I guess they're ironing things out or something along those lines.
Screening.
Yeah. Let us know. Definitely want to hear more. I am booked in to see it on its last day, August 14th. So if you haven't booked your ticket and they're still available, check it out. I highly
And you will be dancing. You will be dancing for that last day, because they will be sad if you don't.
Because John's just gonna stand up because he's dressed like a scrub anyway.
Yeah,
Right.
I'll be the one guy just stands still and just looks really serious.
Just dance. Just that.
Just pump
The
it
whole
out.
time. Yeah.
Start at the floor, then work your way up.
Yeah.
When you start up high and you beat the beat down.
Oh, sorry. He's from Jersey, so he knows.
I need I need the lessons. But all right, thank you very much, guys, for doing this. It was a lot of fun. Hopefully we can talk about either this again or something else along these lines. So if you guys enjoyed this content, definitely let us know. I know it's a little bit out of our wheelhouse, but I hope you did check it out. So peace out. We'll see you on the next one.